The film opens with a woman named Sophia, who is a scientist. Sophia and her team were researching marine ecosystems, especially sharks. He has one of the sharks he once nursed from a baby that he then released into the open ocean. Currently he and his team intend to go to his pet shark, which he named Lily. The goal was to see how far he progressed after he had been off the high seas for 3 months. A man named Chris then swims into the sea and meets Lily. Meanwhile, Sophia will guide them from the ship by looking at the signal transmitter connected to Lily. When Chris and his friends had met Lily, they were immediately surprised because Lily had a body 3 times larger than her size in 3 months ago. Sophia, who saw it, she immediately felt awkward with Lily's genetics. Sophia then tells Chris to take a blood sample from Lily, which he will examine further. But when they were about to return, Lily immediately attacked Chris and the others until they were all killed. Sophia jumped off the boat and swam into the sea to see if anyone was still alive. Instead, he found pieces of his friends' bodies. Not long after, Lily came to attack him. Luckily, Sophia also managed to survive Lily's attack, and managed to return to the surface of the sea. 3 years later, the 2 boys were shown fishing in the Seine River in Paris. One of the boys also got a mine bomb that was still active. The police immediately came to the scene after the 2 boys reported. A police commander named Adel was then interviewed by reporters to explain how there could be a bomb in the Seine River. Adel then replied that the Seine River was once the zone of the Second World War. Police also found several mines in the Seine River. Adel then gave a statement that he and his team will try their best to secure the various mine bombs that still exist in the Seine River. In another place, Sophia is shown, who now works in aquarium tourism to introduce various marine animals to visitors, especially school children. When Sophia was about to return home, she was even met by a woman named Mika, who wanted to show him something. In the middle of the trip, Mika explained that she is an environmental activist, especially the marine environment. He has a team that is tasked to observe the state of the sea that is currently starting to be polluted by garbage. Upon arrival at his headquarters, Mika immediately invited Sophia to meet his team of experts in the field of IT. Then Mika showed the signal transmitter from Lily. It is on the River Seine. Seeing that Sophia asked how Mika knew about Lily, Mika then replies that he has already read all the news about Sophia's past. Sophia then says that it can't be Lily. Sharks cannot live in fresh water. Mika then returned to answer that sharks are animals that easily adapt to their new environment. But Sophia still did not believe it and immediately left there. Arriving at the house, Sophia immediately cried because it reminded her of the tragedy of the death of her teammates. He also wanted to know if Lily was actually in the Seine River. When Sophia checks her laptop and activates the transmitter, Lily is in the Seine River. On the other hand, Mika is shown secretly diving into the river after getting the news that there was a car accident at that place, and the victim disappeared. After Mika checked it, he was surprised to see shark bite marks on the car from the accident victim. Now he is very sure if Lily or the shark that Sophia is taking care of is in this river. When Mika will rise to the surface, he was caught and arrested by police officers who were on patrol. Meanwhile, Sophia tries to follow the direction of the signal from Lily that she sees through her laptop. He started walking to the river bank and followed about where Lily had gone. He did this to make sure that only Lily was in the Seine. The next day, Mika was shown, who was still detained at the police station. Adel keeps forcing Mika to tell him the truth about what he did last night. Mika continues to say that he is investigating sharks in the Seine River. But Adel felt incredulous because sharks habitat in salt water and not in fresh water. A few moments later, Adel also received a report that a body had been found in a tragic condition on the riverbank. Some of his limbs also disappeared, as if he had eaten something. Feeling that Mika's words were true, Adel immediately called Sophia, who knew about marine animals. Sophia then explains that what Mika said about sharks in the Seine River is true, and she is very sure that the death of the corpse found earlier was caused by a shark attack. To make sure it was, Adel with some police was directly down the river area and accompanied by Sophia. Sophia will be the guide about where Lily is. Meanwhile, Mika has been allowed to go home by Adel. Arriving somewhere, Sophia told Adel to stop, because the signal on his laptop indicated that Lily was under them. Without thinking, Adel immediately told the 3 men to swim into the river. On the other hand, Mika thinks that Lily will be killed by the police. Mika immediately called her friend Ben and told him to disable the signal from Lily. Instantly the signal on Sophia's laptop immediately disappeared. Assuming that this would be very dangerous, Sophia told Adel to order his men back to the surface. Meanwhile, the 3 men from Adel who were in the river, they also felt awkward with an animal that moved very quickly. Not only that the animal is also very large, but they couldn't see for sure what animal it was. One of the policemen reported to Adel that he saw something very large that was swimming very fast. By rushing, Adel also immediately checked the transmitter signal to make sure the animal is it. When I saw it, it was a shark. Meanwhile, Sophia sees Mika from a distance, which is quite suspicious. Feel if the loss of signal from Lily has something to do with it. Sophia was immediately chasing Mika, who would return home. Sophia then scolds Mika and asks if removing the signal from Lily was her fault. Mika answered yes. He also said that he was afraid that Lily would be killed by the police. Sharks are not violent animals. Hearing this, Sophia immediately said that Mika did not know anything about sharks. Therefore, do not act Grain. In the evening, Mika planned something by making a video which she then published on her social media. The content of the video states that the marine ecosystem is a place that they must take care of so that it can also be enjoyed by their descendants. One of them is a shark that is often hunted illegally. Then invite all his fans to save sharks that are lost in the Seine River, so that it can return to its habitat in seawater. The next day, Sophia is invited by Adel to meet the mayor's mother. About sharks that roam the river. For the next few days there will be an Olympic swimming competition held on the Seine River. Adel and his boss named Angel also tried to negotiate so that the Olympics were cancelled. But the mayor rejected it, saying that the budget he spent was not small. Then it's better to just kill the shark than to cancel the long-awaited Olympics. After returning from the mayor's office, Sophia is visited by Ben, who wants to tell her that Mika is out of bounds. Ben's control then reactivates Lily's transmitter so Sophia can track her down. In addition, Ben also reported that Mika will lure Lily with his bare hands later that night, so Ben asks Sophia to save Mika from her actions that were out of bounds. In the evening, Mika is shown with a group of people in the Seine River tunnel. There Mika begins his plan by turning on the signal of the shark angler. Soon Sophia arrives with Adel and his teammates, who tell them all to leave there immediately. But Mika remained in place and said that this shark is not dangerous. Long story short, there appeared 2 sharks of different sizes. Seeing this, Sophia also felt sure that the smallest was Lily's child. A few moments later, Mika was eaten by Lily and died instantly. This immediately made everyone panic. Some people began to fall into the water and were bitten by lilies. The plan carried out by Mika even became a disaster for her and her fans. After everyone was successfully evacuated, they were immediately rushed to the hospital in order to immediately get serious help. From that incident, Sophia was again reminded of her past, which is almost the same as the current tragedy. Adel then tries to calm Sophia down and says that his members found the saplings of a dead shark in the previous place. When examining, Sophia also concluded that the young shark was still about 1 month old. But when Sophia dissected the stomach of the shark, she was surprised after seeing dozens of sharks that came out. Sophia also felt that this was very unnatural. In other words, these sharks have genetic parthenogenesis, or animals that breed without males. Sophia then invites Adel to kill Lily immediately, or she will continue to breed in the Seine River. The next day, Sophia went back to the mayor's office and asked for the Olympics to be cancelled. This immediately made the mayor angry and expelled Sophia from her office. The mayor also said that he would send some soldiers to secure the river area. Now neither Adel nor his army could do anything about it. But Sophia has another plan for them to carry out a personal task by detonating Lily using a bomb without the knowledge of the mayor. At least the participants of the Olympics became safe. On the day the Olympics began, Sophia along with Adel and his army began to rush to carry out the agreed plan. Sophia along with Adel will go to set a bomb under the river while the others will stand guard on the surface. Meanwhile, the First Lady will open the Olympic event and start the race. Dozens of participants began to swim to the Seine River for the title of champion. Back to Sophia, when she was already in the river, how surprised she was after seeing dozens of sharks that were there. This is also not in accordance with their expectations. Several police officers were killed in shark attacks. Sophia decides to detonate the bomb earlier than planned. When he checked into the river, Lily was still alive and unaffected by the previous bomb blast. Sophia and the remaining adult they then immediately rose to the surface to report that the plan they were running was not as expected. Lily thought lost, it turns out he was breeding secretly. In other words, the river has been infested by dozens of sharks. Not stopping there, Lily again attacks Sophia and several policemen, killing them. With all her might, Sophia tried to warn the police to get out of the water. But it was too late. Lily has already eaten the cops and left only Adol. Now Sophia doesn't know what to do anymore because dozens of people have become victims of Lily's violence. Meanwhile, Lily is now starting to go towards the Olympic participants and will attack them with all her might. Sophia also tried to warn the Olympic participants to get out of the water. But his efforts were in vain until the participants began to be eaten by Lily. The spectators who saw it began to scream in fear because they saw the river that turned red. The soldiers then opened fire on Lily, which made her feel scared and leave there. In addition, submarine bombs from the Second World War began to activate and explode along the river. This immediately triggered a large wave that made urban areas and everyone began to be dragged by the water. Sophia regains consciousness and immediately swims to the surface and tries to save Adol, who is unconscious. Meanwhile, it is shown the number of sharks that roam along the Seine River, and then the movie ends.